Today we had CPI numbers and they really moved the market quite a bit. I want to talk about what the print actually tells us about going forward, what the dollar trend, the S&P, the gold market trends, what it tells us about them and whether or not they are set to continue. So let's jump in. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we're taking a look at the dollar index, and you can see on the actual CPI print, we saw a big pop to the upside and then a pretty quick reversal after the fact. I want to talk a little bit about what we actually got out of the CPI number. And despite this candle not telling you very much, going kind of in both directions, I actually think CPI gave us a pretty good read, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this video. So first of all, the numbers. Let's take a look at what we got. We got on the core CPI front, we got pretty much as expected. We got slightly higher in the month-over-month CPI, and headline CPI 3.1%, which was pretty much in line with expectations across the board. So overall, the candle kind of matches what we got in the numbers. Usually when you get as expected news, the candle kind of goes up and it goes down, and then it kind of doesn't really make a decisive direction, as opposed to something which is super surprising, giving us one really solid big green or red candle. However, when we take a look at the reaction today, again, it's pretty reflective of a pop in both directions. However, I actually think that this is in line with what we discussed thoroughly in yesterday's video where we talked about the game plan for CPI. Now, let me do a quick reminder about that. If you take a look here, we can talk just briefly about the CPI that we talked about, or the CPI game plan we talked about. We talked about the idea of, for the dollar index specifically, that if CPI was hot, it would obviously cause the dollar to be very strong. CPI coming in as expected, which is what we got, by the way, would probably be kind of down for the dollar index. And a down or a smoother or a softer inflation print than even expected, that could have caused a really strong sell-off in the dollar index. Flip all of these things around for the S&P and the gold market. I think that you have a pretty complete view, and we were, I would say, pretty on with this. We pointed out that, again, we kind of actually did end up getting this scenario. We got as expected, and the dollar index is rolling over slightly here today. So I'd say in terms of game plan, we were pretty much in line here. Now, what does that tell us about going forward, though? If you take a look at the dollar index, I'm looking at the daily chart, and overall, we still, despite the bull's best efforts, have not been able to break through this level of resistance around 104. Okay, so for me, price action wise, this shows you that sellers are still in control of this market, and that the predominant downtrend in the inflation department is continuing to strengthen the bear case for the dollar. So in my view, the path of least resistance is to go back and retest these lows. We'll see if I'm right about this, because again, as always, whenever you're talking markets, there's no certainties in this game. It's all about, educated guesses, essentially. My thought process is I think we have a good chance of seeing price on the dollar index make a move back down to 102.6, which is about the previous low that we can see here looking left. I think that's a pretty reasonable expectation to see. We'll see if I'm correct about that. If we are wrong about that, if price breaks through this level, my idea is pretty much nullified at 104.5, and I think from there, the next major level of resistance would be up at 105, okay? So that's kind of my dollar bearish thesis that I'm still holding on to as we trade into, post CPI here today. I want to also talk a little about gold. Let's talk about the gold market. The gold market has been pretty unimpressive. This upward trajectory that I thought would hold completely did not do that. So I was totally wrong about my bullishness in this area. Price fell apart and actually even broke through the 2000 mark. Currently, I don't really have a strong bias on gold, as this chart looks kind of bearish, but fundamentals are still bullish for me. So overall, gonna be kind of a pass in terms of trading the gold market. Let's take a look at the euro. The euro is seemingly holding support, again going right in line with the dollar bearish idea. I think this actually has room to go up. However, we don't currently have any setups on the edge finder. If I go to the top setups algorithm here for the edge finder, you can see euro USD is not on this list. However, what is in the dollar department is pound USD. This is actually a trade I'm considering taking here today, and if I do take this trade, it will be shared inside of our Discord channel. If you're not already inside, let me show you what that looks like. So inside of our Discord community, anytime myself, Frank, or Ivan takes a trade, we will share the full breakdowns inside of the group as a trade alert. If this is something that you're interested in, by the way, there will be a link down below in the description where you can send a direct message to our team. We'll go over pricing details and all your questions about the VIP membership. This is not a blind copy service, but if you're a serious trader looking to trade alongside people who have been doing this for a number of years, we share full breakdowns with every trade. This is meant to be an informative, learn along the way kind of service that we offer. And again, you can see trades from all three of us throughout the week whenever we're taking positions. So if you'd like to join us, again, there will be information on how to message us for more information down below in the description. So I do like pound USD, and I think there's actually upside here on this pair. So if you're watching pound dollar, part of the reason for this is that, we're overall getting a +5 on the edge finder. That score might not mean a lot to you until you understand that, okay, all of this is being mostly considered by the edge finder. Interest rates, labor statistics, we got inflation readings today, economic readings, trend readings, seasonal readings, retail sentiment, and of course the commitment of traders positioning. The edge finder automatically scans through all of this data and generates bullish or bearish biases in the market. So I do like pound USD. I'm getting that confirmation from the edge finder. So I'll be watching pound USD on a possible pullback here today. If I do enter that trade, like I said, my idea would probably be nullified underneath this area. And if I take this trade, it will be shared to members in the Discord so you get that notification sent to your phone. Let's move on in terms of setups here from the edge finder. We've got oil as a possible bearish setup. We also have GJ. While I'm on the pound concept, let me take a quick look at GBP JPY to see what we have on this front. I don't like this chart. This one is, despite a popular currency pair that a lot of traders on the FX side like to trade, this one's going to kind of be a pass for me. However, US oil might be worth mentioning. We can take a look at oil here for a second. So we'll go over to US oil, pull this one up. Yeah, actually, never mind. As much as I am bearish on this, I can't trade it after it's already dropped. I was actually looking to see if I could get the pullback play at this 38.2% retracement. 72.88. If it does rally up into that zone, perhaps I will be a seller. But for now, at these levels, I have no interest in trading oil. So we'll pass on that one for now. In terms of other charts, that's mostly what we have there. Let's take a quick look at NAS and US 30. Now, I am still long S&P 500, but we'll take a quick look at the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ actually making a very interesting move here. We broke through resistance on the 4-hour chart here. So this resistance point, which was so stubbornly holding for sellers, seems to now actually become a potential level of demand. And when we draw in our fibs here, what we can see, we'll go ahead and smoothen this up a little bit, that 50% retracement actually looks really intriguing on the NASDAQ side of things. So this might actually be a chart that we watch. And I'm going to go ahead and do this new feature I found. If I save this to the current interval only, then it makes my charts a little bit cleaner. Anyways, we're going to move on here. I'll show you guys my S&P trade. I am still long. I'll pull up my positions here so you can see them. Chandler, if you want to give us a quick zoom. Trades are still running real hot on this S&P position. Overall, for me, I do think, so this is my stop loss level, and I do need to move that. My plan is, I think, to trail stops into new structure behind this market structure. If price breaks that level, I'm going to be out of the trade, and we'll call it quits on the S&P. I've been in this trade for over 30 days. Very rare for me to hold trades this long, but I trail stops, and I've just been able to trail this move all the way since over here. So, and that's a 4-hour chart. So it's just been going for quite some time. I'm ready to let go of the trade if it does break support, but if it holds support, again, rules are rules. I'm staying long. And again, you can get the full list of rules in my trading strategy inside of the VIP group. If you're a VIP member, just head over to the education section, grab it there. So yeah, so S&P, like I said, if it pulls back, that'll be interesting. 4,600 should be a support level that holds. And if it does not, then that is going to be calling it quits. I'll probably put my stop around 45.85, something like that. So we'll watch S&P 500. As we go into tomorrow's Fed meeting. Speaking of tomorrow's Fed meeting, that's going to be pretty market moving. I imagine that, what we'll be looking for, a little heads up for those of you guys who are trying to keep an eye on the Fed side of things. If the Fed mentions being done with rate hikes, very likely that the dollar drops further and the stock market actually gets a little bit of a boost. However, if we get a lot of hawkish narrative kind of pushback, that probably doesn't help too much for the case of the bulls, and actually probably hurts the S&P bullish case, and dollar bullish might actually come back into play. So we'll watch closely. I will be streaming that event. If you'd like to tune in, make sure to hit the thumbs up button on the video, but also subscribe with notification bell turned on. That way, whenever we go live, you get a notification and you can join us for the call. So again, S&P 500, still my main trade that I've had on for the last few weeks. This one has been, I've talked endlessly about this position from the start. So, I've been right, I've been wrong on many different occasions, but this one so far working very, very well, and we'll continue to monitor that trade. With that said, guys, again, we'll be streaming tomorrow. Make sure to tune in. And remember, if you want access to the Edge Finder or our VIP group, we have Christmas discounts going on. If you send us a direct message using the first link in the description, someone from my team, a real person, will chat with you about getting the best price for you, getting the right options for you set up. So if you'd like that, click that link down below in the description. We'll get you inside the VIP group or access to our software. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to improve as a trader, we've got some cool free resources here that I wanted to share as we close today's video. Down below in the description, there is a link to join our Discord channel or our Telegram channel. And we also have our website, a1trading.com, where traders can get access to free course material to help you improve as a trader. Remember, we are also live Monday through Friday on this channel around 9:30 a.m. US Eastern, broadcasting most live news events and that sort of thing. So hope to see you there. And also, we do have a couple videos here showing up on the screen. If either of these seems like it might be helpful to you, then make sure to click here or here, and we'll see you there.